Excellent. Hello, War here. Everything's correctly this time. No more problems with audio. So we can continue. Right. Why do you see
아침 내내 잠만
like
잤다면
a black
섭섭해버리지
line?
뭐야.
So right, so no way. Feel something's not extremely there, but I guess Tenkri still works. Oh yeah, time to see the event now, which means probably have to do voices, which damn. Still, ooh. Also, which team do I use? If I want to get out the bonus stage, I will need to use the Blade Lineage. No, not you. Yeah, well, Blade Lineage, but I don't have usually the event items. Don't really want to pull for them, so we will be getting 80% less, if I remember correctly. No, not a war exchange. Papa here. Yeah, 80. Well, and that's counting I get fast Junok. So let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80. Only 80 for taking the Blight Lineage. Don't mind. Probably it's see first. Maybe the stages gives you a answer consultation. No, wait. For this one, we should go about it like no, he's been in the vanguard for too long. I should pull him back and let him. Dante. No? Oh, sorry. Did you say something? I'll provide you an answer to your question. We exhibit no observable response. Is the sinner's combat performance deteriorating beyond manageable parameters? No, things are that bad, but it's hard to focus on one conversation when I'm trying to support battles happening in completely different places at once. On top of that, Rodia's shopping chatters starting to get a little distracting. A few days after we enter Encorp's district, the bus pulled over in the back streets of Encorp to take care of distortion case. This contract was supposed to be handled jointly with the LCD team, but distortion suddenly started cropping up all over the area of the back streets called Butter Street, without any coherent pattern. No obvious point of origin or route of spread, nothing convenient like that, and I had no choice but to split the sinners into several groups and send them out. How this is Sinclair, Don Quixote, Gisang, and Meursault were on their way to horrendous boats with the LCD team. Heathcliff, Gregor, and Honlu were suppressing distortions that had shown up from other directions. And with our onboard stock scrapped down to the bottom, Roddy and Ryoshi who were done with their share of suppression work, were put in charge of blowing supplies off for the boss. As for Faust, she decided to stay behind with me and the boss. Went to get through the consultation sessions I've been putting off, and so I may as well get myself some much needed practice with handling the new golden bow power I had acquired. To reiterate, there is no issue requiring a special concern regarding Faust. It is true that Faust has, on several recent occasions, expressed dissatisfaction with certain Faust. However, those instances should be classified as a mere personal grievance. I mean, that's good if that's all there is to it, but this was not the first time Faust had seemed unlike herself. There have been times before when she spent far longer alone than usual, losing thought moments when she could not produce immediate answers to questions from other sinners or me. Could it be you can access the Gesellschaft? May I ask your basis for that inference? Because you're acting a lot like you did back on the warp train. It appears there remain occasions on which you are still capable of surprising Faust, Dante. So I was right? You really are cut out from the Gesellschaft? Hessel, chef. Was once intended as a confirmation of your conjecture. Maybe she's saying that while she can technically access the Gesell shaft, it may as well be that she can't. I wish I could ask more and get to the bottom of it, but the way she was sidestepping the subject told me that prying wouldn't give me any further insight. Right, I won't press you if you don't want to talk about it. Your reserve is appreciated. Shall we move on? Yes, your consultation is the next agenda. After cross-referencing the records pertaining to the recent events in the House of Spiders, it will appear that memories concerning the individuals designated as Sora and Ren currently remain only with you, Dante. As such, should the influence of Ryoshu and her sword lead to further omissions in the official records, the manager will be responsible for supplementing the necessary information. Yeah, not the first time I was the only love with intact memories, huh? That's right, despite K course, memory wipe procedure, Katarina's erasure, medical demouth powers, and Arayashiki severing people from existence. I was the only one who remembered what had transpired. But ironically enough, the memories I had prior to swapping my head with this clock still show no sign of returning. But when my all memories come back though, is because of this clock head. Speculation based on your experience with the time to swap will not meaningfully contribute to the recovery of your former memories, Manager Dante. Inductive reasoning conducted from memories with gaps, after all, is bound to have structural limitations. Bongi will serve as an adequate analogy. Bongi? Alright. Yes, Bongi. The same fate and increasing in body mass alone will provide it with no meaningful basis for identifying the purpose of its rearing. Even if, at the terminal stage, when exposed to kitchen instruments and the heat of the stove, his limited experience will prove inadequate to constitute an understanding of his ultimate fate and purpose. Huh? So wait, no, they do have chicken, so I'm not completely understand this one. Oh no! Dante. Likewise, the ultimate answer to your doubts can only be obtained from the whole of the experience that you will accumulate at the terminus of their entire journey. That is just your allotted mission. Because treasure waits at the end of the road, at the end of hell. And that treasure will give me back my memories and my head also. Indeed, at the end of the road you will be able to engrave your aspect. I still have no idea exactly what aspect means or even what there is an object, but I know one thing. Is that the me from before all of this began had wanted it badly, obsessively, desperately. It's more like an instinctive knowledge, but with memories gone. That feeling, however strong it is, does not change the fact that it's just another word with no discernible mental image. You're not gonna tell me what it actually is, are you? The aspect? What it means or why I wanted it so much? If it remains a piece of information that must be disclosed to you, then no. I'm unable to tell you. Wait, no mind, you're still following your star acceptably. Please concentrate on the journey. More importantly, have you grown accustomed to that incomplete power? Current observation suggests you have yet to arrive at that level. Well, I've gotten pretty used to focusing on one place at a time, but keeping track of several pieces at once is still very rough. Otis' team is doing well in combating without my direct supervision. Rodia's team is shopping and not engaged in battle at the moment. Taking my mind off them will prove much easier. But that will give me the much needed practice, so I'm doing my best to keep an eye on every sinner's status. Sufficient familiarity should result in substantial tactical value. You will be able to cast a wider net when information gathering employ previously unavailable tactical patterns. Right. And I will also be able to tell when it's about time to call someone in too. Even as I continue talking with Faust, I make sure not to stop observing the places where each group is and what they're doing. Yep, pulling Heathcliff to the rear was the right call. Don't see any injuries, he seems still doing pretty well even without my directions. As for Rodia, wait, did she just stuff out of that prison bread she bought into her pocket? Did she manage that with a huge baguette? I noticed group. Let's see, looks like they join up with the LCD team without any issues. LCD, and that guy over there must be... Hang on. Faust, there is a dude I've seen before, but it seems a bit, different from what I remember. Could you specify the issue? I'm monitoring the situation right now. We should probably join up with them too. Let's end this consultation here. This is a rather precipitous Dante. If you think it's of a serious nature, perhaps a request for support from the LCC. No, it's not an accident. Though I wouldn't say it's not serious. The bamboo lehatem king. Arrendes bus. O rendezvous. No, no es cierto. This is going from afterwards, really? Dante seems to be tied up helping him helping the other groups. Now these command calls have been working out well enough. I've heard that. We managed to hold the line between better than expected, but we're definitely starting to feel the strain. Oh? Why are you waving your hand out of us? Arm and hand signals? Huh? What signals? What's swinging the arm sideways having supposed to mean? You don't know? It's scatter, dimwit. So scatter. Crash. That was close. We almost got flattened. Damn it. Even rookies with nothing but most rudimentary military training will have recognized a hand signal that basic. Well, we're not all trained soldiers here, are we? Verily, the flourish of a single hand out in that make boast of chivalric elegance, yet when Tao suddenly waved an arm about clenching and unclenching the hand in that mystical fashion, only to sudden turn tail forsooth, I'm left bereft of understanding what Tao means to say. To think that of all personnel in the team, only the Suavi has the discipline to interpret a basic field signal. I only pick up during my sailing days, and realistically speaking, did you really expect ordinary people like the others to understand professional military signals? This is unacceptable. After all the operations how you have been deployed under my lead, you're still ignorant when it comes to non-verbal signals. I don't think Dante will know those signals? Yep. Might as well be splitting hairs later. Let us appease. No, Gisang. Let us appease our agitated hairs and follow Miss Auti's instruction. We should disperse and withdraw. Megaton landing. Which is Ezra, so actually a female voice would. Can I be for? Hey, pretty cool, eh? Let's face it. I know you make heck out an entrance. Whoa, and you supposed to be cleaning up the insertions upstairs? Oh? Finita million years ago. You guys were taking forever, so I figured I will take a peek and lend a hand. You are welcome. Split by your thundering descent, the first form and shape are now crushed beyond meaning, sunken deep enough to be laken to the incipience of a wellspring. Don't you worry about it. That's there's thing to take care of, which I guess, which was not Crocodile Cayman. It's not going to be happy about it again. Anyway, that should be all of them, right? The force of your landing neutralized the loss of the distortion of size of the building. Great! Can you check out the distortion Pip's face and clothes? Their faces are all segmented, makes me skin crawl. Not a pleasant sight, as for their attire. This one appeared to be a sweeper, and that one yonder bears the title of an ordinary fixer. And this distortional and probably a local resident judging by the clothes. Did any of you happen to see anything nearby bursting with a big pop and flash? Nah, not once. Okie dokie. You know what? Let's head upstairs. The suppression request is kind of a pain. We'll need to put together a nice, neat plan before we start poking it to her. A plan, say so? Ho! What is not a mere matter of slaying the sergeant where they stand? Where they stand. So much voices, my friend. Why, did nobody brief you? This has all been the structure of our assignments. We are given instructions, we perform them, and only afterward do we begin to perceive the nature and contour of the task to which we have committed our hands. Really? Well, I guess every department has its own way of doing things. No big deal. I will explain everything once we're upstairs. Oh, by the way, you didn't get to meet the whole team last time, did you? Only our new gear. This time that dude, I mean, Mr. Bamboo Hadakim's also here, so... Huh? He's okay now? Sure. Oh, wait. I thought you just didn't. Sure he is. You'll be surprised once you see just how okay he is now. Well, last time you said he was still under treatment. To be precise, I believe Miss Engdu stated that his mind is yet to regain its former tranquility. Ah, that. You'll get it once you see him. I feel like we just end up having the same conversation twice if I say anything about it now. You have arrived. Ugh, it's raining. It's alright. That midnight sound is pouring rain like crazy. Yet the warm tickle of the sunbeam is rather agreeable. No, this is not sunlight. Because unlike this, there is more than the sunshine and it's warm. Then what exactly is this light? Why is this thing on again? It's very enough to fry my elbows. Apologies, Lady Isra. I'm yet to be accustomed to this machine. This is my first time laying hand upon the complicated workings of such a contraption. It activated of its own accord, and I have yet to discover the method by which it might be silenced. That's why I told you. No, what voice will Bamboo King will be alright? The Bogak. I didn't, well, obviously didn't redo the story of the Bogak of Bamboo Kim, so the voice, and it's distorted too, so that's why I told you to leave it alone. Fiddling with things you don't understand usually ends with something or you broken. Nothing good comes of it, I tell you. Well, it's a bit too similar with Meursault, no? But Mentor, Lady Moses had instructed me that in every moment and event, clues are hidden under the veil of one's surrounding, as must be examined with care. Yes, and that only works if you're savvy about the knack. Hang on, did you say Mentor? I had not yet been afforded a proper opportunity to address him to you. This here is the esteemed leader of the Blade lineage, who is Hal, but the master on the whom have apprentice. Do you really have to dress it up like that? I told you I only took on the role because there wasn't anyone else around to take the job. Switch, where's the switch? Aha, gotcha. Wait, no, then who's that guy? Or is that Bamboo Kim and that's just a standing? Maybe? Goodness. Known as Bamboo Kim. Indeed. Oh, yes, that's me. Guess I should say pleased to meet you, folks. So it's like a perch, maybe? Out of this water is quite vertical. Search for the inflection point. I noticed the little Engdu. Okay, so more often than not, first impressions are prone to change. Tamo Hatakim, I remember, was a man who had drawn his own phantoms, blaming himself for his powerlessness with a listless, heavy voice. That, however, had been while he was distorted and sunken into himself, so I figured his original personality might be somewhat different. But this is not just somewhat. His personality isn't even the same ballpark as my expectations. You're telling me this guy here is Bamboo Hut King? Yep, we double checked with Ezra and she said he really is the same guy. Whoa, that fire on your head? Nah, man, the boys don't think. Ah, I guess I was just like Canto, huh? Whoa, that fire on your head's not hot at all. Fascinating stuff. Can you, okay, can we check again, just in case? I really can't wrap my head around the fact that this is the Zulen serious man whom we fought. Just look at what he's doing. He's ruining my face all over like he's checking out some kind of my mantelpiece ornament. That's a ticking and talking going on. That's supposed to sound like them talking to you folks, huh? Further confirmation will be redundant, Dante. This individual is conclusively identical to the one designated as Bamboo Hut King. I got no idea what you folks are so suspicious about. Engdu, just what exactly have you been telling people out there about me? They're all starting like they've seen a ghost. I told them you are yes, she's so small. I told them you're a gallant and formidable warrior mentor. Oh, but they don't like to hear the most flattering things about me. There, don't you hear it? The fight undercurrent and disappointment in the ticking. I also told them that you're a man of few words but with much affection for the followers under your command. Engdu. Yes, mentor? That's a complete utter lie. Man of few words is definitely something you could say about a guy who's as talkative as me, don't you think? Yes, spoken of falsehood, although your conduct is rather shallow and perhaps less refined for a leader of an organization, you are much more reserved and taciturn when conversing with those unfamiliar to you, and you're not? Ooh, this one is large. No matter who one might be, one is bound to inspire either approval or disapproval from those around him. So I refrain information in I trust and may invite the latter. Doing him an addition that may tarnish the reputation of my master will not be unlike spitting on his name and mine by an extension. I simply had no reason to put an airs in front of my own folks. In any case, so you can see anything if I block this part, Do tell how many fingers I'm holding up. Those are not my eyes, you know. You know, folks, huh? Then you have already knowledge and said that you know belong to Limbus company. Why, this do not pay a visit to the LC? Verily, when one's mind is plagued by the sense of tranquility, venturing forth into the open air and touchable field of grass cleareth the storm of thy heart. An asset of the company is expected to add in the company's interest, yet for whatever reason, I didn't see you fighting on the field during Operation Spider Pile. You will have to account of your absence in the mission. Otis addressed Kim as though she was conducting a formal investigation. Her word flat and hard. It was obvious she was not about to let her guard down anytime soon. What mission? Oh, no, that one. Kim finally seemed inclined to assume a most serious disposition. He stopped peering into my face and turned toward Otis, although his hand was still on my head. Indeed, quite the difference. The gap, they call it. Something. Alright, clearly there is some disconnecting in his actions here. Listen here, you. I'm really not all that about hard bothersome work, get what I mean? Yeah. The real disconnect was within his stoic expression and the words coming out from his mouth. Can't say and not understand it. What? So let's talk about the kind of fellow I am. Better resident lie about was forced to do his job, with a frown to Emerald, only when his was absolutely not other choice. I'm really not some big show that do apparently be promoting me as folks. And I had very much like to stop getting robbed into stuff that gets putting my life on the line. Fine, that's why you joined the LCD in the first place if you're relatively unemployed. No, never mind, I'll probably force you to say. You can't dodge quick. First he spots this noise about distortions and all, and then force hire me, calling me a company owned resource or whatever. And the other day they were against on about what's his name? Golden Bow? Yes, they invited me on a tour to another department to listen in some important presentation. And I said that I thought it would be a fine opportunity to broaden my perspective. Engdu, dear. There are times where you recommend me to do these shines brighter than the sun, and find that it so dazzling that I have to squint when I'm looking at you. Who knows? Maybe that's why I'm wearing this bamboo hat, to shed my eyes from your utter brilliance. Oh. Do you mean that you said you're in need of a shield to protect your eyes? Lady Ezra, may I submit a request for a pair of sunglasses to my mentor? Only if it's not too much of an imposition on the budget, that is. Oh, indeed. That's right there. That's why I kept telling you not to do. You can just say yes to every silly thing he says and turn it into supply request. The small expenses add up to a lot, you know. You have to save up everything you can in a piggy bank while you still can, or you will end up broke. Is there truly no room for reconsideration? So his faces keep changing. No means no. Oh, wait. Then pray, make the purchase for me. I shall cover the cost myself. No can do. Wait, what? My poor mentor is in a state of great discomfort. He possesses neither the wisdom nor the knowledge to navigate the silver tongue of merchants and the maze of stalls to locate the very best item. So I must beg this favor to you. You're giving me a freaking headache here. I'm aware that you and yours are no strangers to shoes dealings. There is no one else I can trust to complete such a procurement with the swiftness of the wind. You know what? Never mind what I said. I will just get you what you want. You had that gentle lady mentor? Your suffering shall soon be alleviated. Alright. My apologies for interrupting your Ahmed's conversation. Pray continue. You had reached the part where they invited you to tour another department. The Sonia Du's word left her lips, that her eyes glinted with something I couldn't really put my finger on. Was a strange intensity that sent a chill down my spine. Yeah, so today I was gonna relax here and watch some TV. Well, good on you for showing up to work today, I guess. Let's say there's a debt to be repaid. At least you understand that we're indeed in debt to the company? Yeah, I suppose so. Kim's gaze lingered on Engdu's prosthetic arms as he answered. Oh, Miss Engdu, your arms. Only after following Kim's gaze did Sinclair seem to notice Engdu's brand new prosthetic arms. The last time we saw her, Engdu had lost both her arms, and I remember Ezra asking her to sit till tight and choose what type of prosthetic she wanted. Those arms are probably it. It's not just the same arms. No, it's just not just the arms. I mean, her clothes are different now, and that sort. I had these arms fit anew as soon as the operation was concluded. The gracious host in one of the LCD's teams had prepared them in advance. With evident satisfaction, Engdu held up her dark metallic wrists as if showcased them. The components fixed along her arm clicked and rattled, unfolding for a moment before nearly folding back into place. Oh, such graceful smoothness! Wet machine articulation. This has thought I am beholding the marvelous prosthetic of the illustrious Siegfried himself. Yup, the showcase would have gone across the on that reaction. Those are strictly similar to Schwarz Industries N7 lineup, but that model was discontinued. Nah, not theirs. It's one of the prototypes developed by LCD's Phenomena Deciphering team, and they put them on her for trial. Phenomena Deciphering, so one new, and from LCD, so So distortion department. One new more for the count. Though you'll find another like them, they're based on technologies prone from distortions. Oh, I see. For a brief moment, Sinclair's eyes lit up as if he had been something that brought him back to a memory. Then just as quickly he fell silent, whatever he had wanted to say next catching in his chest. Does something trouble you, Master Sinclair? It wasn't hard to understand what struck the tender memories for Sinclair. It was cast a shadow over his face. But... Sorry, you just reminded me of something from a long time ago. My dad used to work with prosthetics before he passed away. I thought it was the exact same model I saw back then. It appears I like that. These arms have still a painful memory within you, for that I apologize. Haha, it's alright, I'm fine now. Sinclair's voice still carried a faint tremor, but beneath it, there was a firmness that had not been there before. He really had grown a great deal. You can thank yours truly for picking that sword. I was there with her. I did inform Lady Ezra that any blade that could serve as a weapon would suffice, when she insisted on browsing the goods. I dare say I was given the opportunity to lay my eyes on every type of sword I could ever hope to see in this life, working through the workshop street that day. Ah, please, gear? We'll work it for just 4 hours, that's nothing. 4 hours, man. Oh. While everyone was distracted taking on Anglius' new outfit and equipment, Kim had quietly slipped away from the crowd and crouched down in a corner. He was rummaging through things scattered on the floor, picking them up. Is he pocketing them? Anyway, what's this place supposed to be? What are all these things? It's basically a wreck now, but there are roofs and a clock backdrop over there. Maybe it used to be a photo studio? Abandoned photo lab, District 12. No, 14. Oh, that could explain why there are so many photos stuck around the place. Ah, probably. This thing definitely looks like a camera at least. Sinclair picked up a small cylindrical object and turned it over in his hands, studying it with curiosity. What do you suppose this is? A battery, maybe? Ah, there's some kind of strip inside. Let me just pull it out. No, that's... Oh, this shot that was a sharp warning at Sinclair as she had realized something. But Meursault hadn't shut out before she could even finish, grasping over Sinclair's wrist before the strip could be pulled out. What did I do? Exposure to sunlight damaged these objects. I already pulled a little bit out, though. It can be rewound. Careful rotate the rigid section of the cylinder. And currently blocking the sunlight from reaching the exposed section. Oh, the sun is too bright, Meursault. Damage is of no concern. Ah, okay. Even this one, right? This is the part that rotates? Yep, it went back in. With a quiet nod, Meursault took the object from Sinclair's hand. It seems to be a film roll. There is something written on the outside. Experiment number 4. It appears to be a compact roll for a film camera. You seem to have handled one before. Yes. Meursault's answer came without any further explanation, but the way he adjusted the camera on the table certainly did not look like that of a first timer. I once received a report containing photographs taken on film cameras during the war. Film rolls used by ANCORP are particularly difficult to falsify. They were often used to collect intelligence during secret operations. The film fixes light directly onto the medium, from what I heard. A peculiar expression flashed across Ezra's face as she regarded Otis. Perhaps it was the mention of war that caught her attention. Anyway, we managed to regroup in one piece. Let's come up with a plan to deal with these distortions, guys. Where should we begin? Then, in the next breath, she returned to her usual bubbly self and steered the conversation away from the subject. But Ezra and I... Ooh, Moses. Yeah, but Ezra and I we're both still trying to be free of the misconception we inflict on ourselves. Oral her unfairly perky disposition, Ezra too may be carrying traumatic memories even be as devastating as Gregor's. Does there yet remain, deserving illumination? Yeah, wait, you're right, haven't we cleared up the desertion already? I couldn't find any more traces of desertions nearby, and it seemed like any other of the sinners themselves were actively engaged in throughout the moment either. Dante is asking whether the suppression has not in fact already been concluded. Oh, not yet. These people we fought just now, they only got caught in the distortion. They didn't actually distort themselves. We haven't even gotten close to the distortion's inflection point yet. Inflection point? Anyhow, finding an inflection point without the team leader around is gonna take some time. Maybe it won't be too bad with your help. Ezra swept her eyes around the room with a look of frustration, as though she had just been handed a puzzle box with half the pieces missing. By inflection point, are you referring to the point on a graph in which the directionality of its curvature changes? No? Calling to mind the present context, it might be less by a mathematical term, a more especially polyseme, referring to the point at which distortion occurs, the motive intent, the point in which inflection of the mind occurs. Yep, that's about right. That's the kind of inflection point I was talking about. So in our department we use that term, the source of a distortion, the inflector or cause behind it, stuff like that. You know, distortion's hard to treat if you don't know the core cause. Treat the symptoms you see on the surface as you like, but if you never find the root cause, the distortion's never getting solved. So I guess you guys never really had to look for kind of stuff, huh? Your boss opens a door into their phantoms or whatever, right? You mean Dungeon of the Phantoms? Yep, that's the one. From where we're standing, distortions are really high maintenance, time-consuming headaches. In one thing to somehow manage to locate the inflection point, but current it's in another thing. But you guys can just march straight into someone's heart, knock the snot of everything there, and then ta-da! Patient ready for discharge. That's how it works, right? Not gonna lie, I was jealous when I heard about it. I almost bit my sleeve off. Very! I thought your team would set about resolving distortions once the foe was vanquished, as we are wont to do. Was that not so? Of course not. Would anyone come to us with a distortion suppressing request if we were that simple in the first place? But yeah, most of the time Pips try brute force approaches to it first, and when things got south, they send requests to the company or to our detective office. That means the client this time must have been Bingo! Apparently the residents of Butter Street had all cheap into the commission all kinds of agencies like the Sway and combat specialist fixer offices. One of them could actually do things right, and the job got passed down to us. Meaning the distortion phenomenon related to this kind of photograph is still occurring, unchecked somewhere in the streets. Exactly, that's why we gotta find something, anything that may count as a clue. Ezra gazed down at the people lying on the floor with a complicated expression. Neat ash grey suits and the logo on the collar of their own uniform and briefcases. Hey, is it that Encorp's logo? Come to think of it, wasn't Meursault. I was once employed by Encorp. What? Oh, Gregor. You used to work with those people? Yeah, Heather mentioned that he used to work at Encorp. Maybe I can offer us some insight. Do you know what these guys are, Meursault? Yes, manager. These are Encorp Class 2 staff members given the camera briefcases in their possession. They are likely members of the pin-frame team of Service Disclose. French, right? Service Disclose? Meursault received the information as though he were pulling it from a file he had already sorted and placed in the back of the shelf in his mind. Okay, pinframe team, huh? Anything you can tell us about them? Yes. It is one of Encorp's many field departments related to information gathering and processing. Their primary duties include the handling of Encorp's internal information, analysis of Encorp's internal intelligence, the sorting and arranging of Encorp's internal information, and intersector. That will be enough. Oh, he's here talking encyclopedia or something? Yeah, another thing to be jealous of. You think it will keep you over in some things? Maybe an issue for us if you just went and borrowed our team's encyclopedia? Looks like everyone agrees that he's an encyclopedia. Anyway, your encyclopedia is right. They're from Encorp's Pinframe team. Seen them a few times before in Encorp's nest. But well, people already boasting of dealing with nest affairs come all the way out to a shabby backstreets like this. Got any guesses? I'm unable to determine the possible range of connection between the two pieces of information is exceedingly broad. Listing every random reason as to why they might have come here will require a considerable amount of time. Therefore, I will not present a determined answer to that question. Ezra starting holes into me when I'm spoken is still always like this. Won't pull any answer from me, you know. Because aside from combat situation, I still got no way to figure out what's going on in his head. Don't worry, Dante. Use new Canto is going to be against Meursault, and we are, yes we, pretty excited about it. Okay then, Meursault, maybe it will be easier to answer from an objective point of view. And that's when I noticed something I have never imagined will happen. Meursault's eyes widened, his gaze fixing me with such force that I could almost feel the faint tremor in it, a leavening stare that came with. There is no such thing as an objective point of view, manager. I clipped down and a look almost bordering on rebuke. Huh? A given judgment may seem infinitely close to objectivity, but ultimately all things are subjective without a section. Rating is not hard, brother. A given judgment may seem infinitely close to objectivity, but ultimately all things are subjective without exception, brother. I fell silent for a moment, lost in thought. Part of it was because Meursault's reaction had caught me off guard. But I also wonder whatever his response might be connected to why he will always refuse to make judgments for himself. And if this has something to do with his turn, which I know is just around the corner. Got it, then tell me 3 subjective reasons you think are most likely for why these people had to call all the way into the backstreets. I need to understand who he actually is as much as I can. Because I will never know when I will get another chance to really get to know him if I brush this off with a simple, oh I see, my bad, as usual. Yes, manager. I will presume that their mission was one or all of the following: retrieval of a video recording or recording in violation of Encorp's taboo, prompt elimination of the violator, contact with an informant in the backstreets collaborating with Encorp's nest, or identification and arrest of a wanted individual or individuals designated by the nest. Taboo? You mean these people could be taboo hunters? Nah, no way, they don't see taboo hunters for every single violation, you know? Like wings usually leave minor taboo violations to be handled by some contracted face officers or employees of the department in charge. Always say these guys here are Encorp staff. Miss Engdu, what are you looking for in their pockets? I'm looking through their belongings, for anything includes yet be hidden in the sleeve of the fall of their garments. Lady Moses has been gifted with the art of discerning the truth from what lies before her with a single glance, yet my eyes are foreign to such a feat. Let me take a look too. This is an employee card, and okay, this one's a wallet, so let's put that back, we don't wanna be robbers. Aha, this may be it. It's an order missive. Ezra pulled a sheet of paper out from an Encorp staff's coat and read it concept aloud. Work details. Elimination of the individual of a Category 3 tabulation address, Butter Street. This is the place. Which means all of this might be pointing to something whoever used to work in this studio, and this certain phenomenon might be connected. Yeah, not that you mentioned it when the whole pop and change thing happened. It did kinda feel like a camera flash. Alright, let's start by combing through this place. Let me know if you find anything suspicious. Oh, at long last, to our arrival for my debut as a detective, forsooth. Don Quixote must have been miffed for not getting to play detective back in T Corp. No idea where she had been keeping time, but she mainly pulled out the detective problems that had been given to Radiation and Honlu back then. Verily, I had foreseen that the day would come. Fortunately, Otis was not inputting Unfortunately, Otis was not inputting an end to Don Quixote's battery time shenanigan. A sharp dressing down from her was enough to make her dejected chivalry adventurous stuff the custom away. Okay then, we should get moving too. No, Otis! Why have you forsaken me, Otis? Also, god damn! The mode of texting that one was quite heavy misconceptions. Sorry, just getting a bit of water. That one is pretty large. Unknown enemies. So, alright, I guess this is going to work for me to see what team can I use. Fire you don't have. Well, actually, only Faust doesn't have fire. Well, technically she does, in a sense. Oh wait, boys, Meursault. No, wait. Actually, Sinclair does have. You just haven't gotten him. Otis will be the one that doesn't have a boy's identity. Think, I suppose. Not that I think about it. Salsu, Engdu. You don't have one. You don't have one. No, Salsu. And you actually have a Salsu, don't you? Ah, so the entire the entire blight lineage. Very cool. You. What are you? You. Ishmael. Technically I can use this one. Fine, if it's going to be poise. Although I would prefer to use Proselyte Quixote. From Otis I don't really want to use the Salsu. So from actually you do have poise. And you, Sinclair, Sync? Yeah, looks like it. Alright, order. 1, 2, no, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
일인가요?
Although passives achievement at least well actually don't remember. Were you able to use passives when they're not available? We have to remember in the fight. We spent a long time we spent a long while referring through the photos with the LCD team, but no one found any decisive evidence. There are sure a lot of photos around, but almost all of them are just pictures of buildings. Nothing much to tell from that. Aside from the canister containing the film from Sinclair pickup, there are no remaining items here that can count as a proper clue. Executive Manager, I have confirmed that the rest are all empty plastic containers. Then it's probably best to check the contents of the film round directly. Yes, Executive Manager, I will find a way to develop the film. Did you guys find any sort of photo development room or equipment nearby? Let's search a little more before we see what's in that film round. Mentor, what do you make of this object? For the 8th time, Engdu, I have no idea. If I had wits bright enough to understand all that lies before me with a single glance like that team leader, I would have passed the royal examinations long ago and secured myself a lucrative position as a court official. But Mentor, hadn't you already passed the royal? One soon, a sword does not retrace its arc, Engdu. So it is with life there is sundown what has already been caught. Thus it is not so no you didn't pass the real exam. Thus it is unnecessary to dwell on what can no longer be undone. There is no after for what has been slashed away. Not for you, mentor. How you not dwell on what can no longer be undone? I misspoke, I did not mean it that way, Yangdu. I merely meant to say that I do not wish to recall my past. I am aware, you have told me as much since long ago, whenever you place in a position to retrace the past. Mostly at the eateries where you fill your belly on unpaid taps, and each time you broke down the stone wall before housed by your own erring hand. Those are exactly the kinds of things you should never forget. Okay. Oh, my belly. I feel stunning pain in my belly. This put the very bone you once gave me a fix yet. The one from when you thought you were only poking me with a scabbard. By some cruel turn, it was your sword that ran me through. Mentor, you said it was completely healed and that I need not concern myself with it. Those very same words have been repeated at least 80 times. But still aches every now and then. Chiefly when I hear you sharp, cutting words that I really don't wanna hear. Huh, is that so? Angdu suddenly pulled out a sheet of paper and began furiously writing something down. What's this? I have written down the words I have just said. If hearing my sharp cutting words afflicts you so, perhaps reading them instead will cause no suffering? Ooh. King's face began to come down like a wet dish towel being run dry. I really can't believe this is the same mentor Angdu follows so devotedly. Whether it's that dignity and forbiddance Angdu said he had. Young Angdu? There is a matter I will ask thee. Apparently I wasn't the only one who felt that way about him. But I speak freely. This might be perhaps a discourteous inquiry, but I too, when speaking to others of those women myself, often ornament my words with a laudation of an acceptable degree, and yet, I understand your concern, Lady Don Quixote. I suppose this is your first time seeing Mentor with his shoulders so braced and his bearing so loose. In truth, when I first beheld him, I also wondered whatever such a man could truly be a leader worth placing my faith in. However, upon my own honor, I assure you that I have never once uttered a falsehood when I spoke of him to you. My respect towards the place of my own and foes alike, my determination of safeguard what must be protected, and should my arms be torn apart, of those are undoubtedly the teachings my mentor has imparted upon me. Truly? Why, if fortune should grant the opportunity, you might witness Mentor's true self yourself someday. That is to say, if we let ourselves be carried by the currents of the river to arrive at such a chance. Hengdu gave her prosthetic arm a casual sweep, smiling sincerely as though she truly believed every word she said. Then leaning closer to Don Quixote, she whispered, "Besides, when I speak with this feigned stern ignorance, there will be no end to his digging in his heels. I will ask for your truthful and aim at his benefit." Forsooth, thou hast been burdened with the trials of serving your superior. So that's what I was. I get it now. So now, just as I witnessed the budding and the peculiar bond of commiseration and camaraderie between our chivalric friends that are laying outside was flung open with a loud slam. The Class 2 being tramming. We have arrived at the target location. It appears that the advance party has already been defeated. Wait, who are these people? Didn't I say there was only a single violator? Oh crap. Looks like it's too late to walk our way out of this, whatever excuses we come up with. Oh boy, this is not gonna go well. The same thing happened last time when I saw the Encore's employees. I thought we had the ground intel, and all of a sudden... A sudden flash blinded my vision wide, as though I had stared straight into a burst of searing light, so intense a bright that it made my head swing. Yeah, there was the same pop and when mission blind, the only thing I could make out of was the soft murmur. Until the event that came to a stop as everything hushed. Oh. It didn't take long for me to realize what was happening. Saying it again doesn't exactly warm the heart, wouldn't you say, Hengdu? Though Escort may indeed be passing through hard times, this alley was not quite so rich in form. Was it Mentor? Is that right? Looks much the same to me. Ah, this place. Did we just get teleported to Escort? No, Dante. Though generates a considerable sense of verisimilitude, this is... I think I know what this is. This is a presence. I haven't been able to detect it until just now, but somehow there was now surrounding us, saturating every corner of the space where we stood. The dry stone walls, trees bent and coiling grotesque forms, the sheen of light and ambient air was we breathed often point towards a single phenomenon. This is the depth of the phantoms. Phantoms made entirely out of a distortion. There are completely different distortions where 10 corp employees were just a moment ago. Exactly the manner it's... This is exactly it. This is what I've been trying to explain. Chunok. How funny is the beard. What is the point that the people in his smart? Misfits had managed and in their place fierce clad in blood-stained double rows were approaching us with drawing uneasy steps. Right, let's fight spheres and talk later. Ready, do? My blade is poised to strike Lady Ezra. And wait, where's the bamboo-hatted dude? I'm afraid he has already taken his leave. He said he had no desire to cross blades with the Chunoks of Earthcorp twice. Come on, man, not again. He's a repeat offender, that's for certain. Executive manager. Where Kim's gone off, this definitely isn't the time to be asking trivial questions. Alright, let's do what Ezra says and get ready for battle. Your orders, executive manager. Ma'am, prepare for battle. Use one battle in the episode. Well, depends if next one is battle 2. Oh, I thought we're going to be against the corp people. Chinook incapacitate. Let's go on fixer. And bind. The difference is not invisible. Maybe the face. Well, no, yeah, binds have the pink part. On Clash Loose, gain 1 head splitting memory once per turn. Max stack 1, turn end, gain 1 bind next turn end, gain current turn count, Clash power up. Scouting Hunter Band, deal plus 5% damage for every bind onto the target, maximum 50. To cover the eyes is not to be blind. These fabrics created to use Q-Corp singularity are fashioned into many forms, such as blindfolds and headbands, and are commonly used through the East. It is not unusual to see fixers and employees of corporate entities in the East covering their heads and faces with these products. The fabrics serve the same function as sunglasses, visors and common prosthetic eyes found elsewhere in the city. They scan the target's information in real time, augment the wearer's vision, and provide a tactical analysis. At times they can also serve as a means of communication with distant allies. Damn, Q-Corp. What was Q-Corp? We haven't seen Q-Corp, right? I think. N-Corp. K. L. H. No. I think we hear a bit of them in the library, the ones with the cameras in the casinos, I think. Or... Oh yeah, Rodion, in which where place was. Don't remember. We'll have to see after this if I remember. Tracking traces. On Crash we engage 2 points for every illusion 1 on target. On hit target stagger inflict 2 bind. Next turn and you have something different. Shu Unok. If this unit inflict truths on a target, gain precision transform arrangements. Fix this unit speed to 1. If the truth target effect this unit inflict target expires, if this unit is defeated or target lose this effect. If the target this unit inflict truths on is affected, don't lose the precision element targets. Truths. Fix this unit speed to 1, fix this unit skills going power to 0. Oh, damn. If the prisoner's weapon expires, this effect expires well. Look how the baseborn home daughter baseborn to set them up to the power stat B. Oh. So how the commoners hunt other commoners to show them to the royalty? Maybe? S-Corp commands two sorts of taboo hunters, the royal censors and the Shunoks. Agents of the royal court, the royal censors generally operate alone, moving undercover to pursue those who have dared to break the taboo of Sal-PPO. Shunoks, much as Sal-PPO is the S-Corp. Shunoks, much like officers from bands with their own ranks. Once an order or a contract to hunt down a branded is vessel or spawn them. Each band hunts its mark in the manner preferred by the band. The hunt of nobody knows neither honor nor dignity. It's the same, clicking traces. It's focus. No. So you have to be careful when inflicting special counter. Good for you, kid.
당신 짝패군요.
Will you have luck, my friend? Also, no. Oh yeah, I didn't see if they were clashing. And it's a combination of Bamboo Hot Kim's song, well, at least the voices. Which, if I remember correctly, they were a story, right? Damn. I guess normal for Faust to use loss. It was a story, right? The one that we're using in Meursault once it was from a story. And you... Oh. So that one is going to die. Why, you are bleeding? No, I guess the vision won't. The best piece of the cover coins to record. Gain 2 bleed for every stack, at max stack gain 1 bleed count. Why? You're getting 1 coin power, put your point on the target, so yes, it's making the use enough. Yes, anyways, you need to fight the one up there. It's going to be lockout end of the day. Excellent, Ishmael. Should help clean a bit of the bleed. Although Alluvion is going to give him more bleed. Excellent. I guess because of the death, reduce the sanity on that one. Not completely like the song. Like that part is alright, but when it uses the other instrument, this one, that would be. It's not a wusheng, I don't think so. A wusheng. No, I see this a wusheng, right? It's not it, I think. It had more refined sounds. I wonder what it is. Sounds like the equivalent of a banjo would be to me. Assist defense. So I can let one of them against me. Another assist defense. Oh, shame. Rack 20 life. But the end of the day is about likeness, so don't say it's a bad sound, but just not my taste, I suppose. Well, maybe the more I hear it, maybe I can begin liking it more. Are you going to keep 4? Didn't manage to use the assist defense. Namir workshop, going to kill that one. Do you have... Alright, Limbus company specialist comes prosthetic the Kadoka IV arms. On the outside it looks no different from prostheses you might find in other nests or backstreets, but apparently this particular prosthetic limb has been created using technology unique to Limbus company. I wonder what that could be. Since the development of this prototype was led by the LCD department, I would assume it has something to do with the power of distortions. Oh, that's not to say that I have any certainty regarding the matter. I was only in charge of transporting it. You see, it's just a simple speculation, really. In the case of this is your average prosthetic limb meant for body enhancement. Doka IV arms. Do you perchance speak of Doka IVs that often appears in Tales of All? I can scarcely believe it, yet after all I have witnessed will relying on the speciality of Limbus company. The existence of Doka IVs from folklore might be well within reason. Come to think of it, I do recall hearing of an called Doka IV unit. The Moonfire Spine Cleaver, the Moonwatch. Do you have history in here? Yes, you have. You like that model? Oh, New Gear's got an eye for quality. Excuse me, can we try this model? Oh, come on, relax, I know the deal. You break it, you buy it. Thanks, see? Tell you are regular here, okay? So the sword and the scabbard come as a set. So grabbing bolt and feel the weight. How's that? Not as heavy as they look, huh? Oh. So there's this particle powder thinking that scabbard on the patent that Mook workshop. Every time you sheath and unsheath the sword for a brief moment, its blade comes out way sharper and lighter. At that moment you are holding happens to focus on the sharpness, so it's like ding, a boila. You get an ace buff on your weapon. I think it's one of the G series models that's Mook Workshop's classic lineup. By the way, check out the finish here. It's, what the heck? Hey, this is Type Model 2. This is Type 2 model. They went off production, you know what? This stuff is really easy to come by. We're lucky we found one here. If it shows a relative layer, perhaps you ought to wield it instead. No, it's fine. Well, I can see it literally made for you. I will only work real nice with those boosters on your new prosthetic arms. It will need some getting used to, but you will be one heck of a fighter once you get the hang of it. Anyway, consider it a gift from yours truly. You are officially one of us now, officially our new gear, no more temp ID. Then I shall accept it with gratitude. By the way, remember that classic lineup part? It's super durable, but there are the delicate parts that you should watch out not to break, okay? You know what, lemon break if it really comes to that. Okay, just... You know what, let them break if it really comes to that, just don't die on us. I shall take your words to heart. The same as Ishmael. Red draw, yes, it's the same. Defense skill. Swift late to where I must return when Tremor are defeated when gaining points. Is that different? No, it's the same swordplay. Do you have history in your skills? No, seems that's all. Very well then. You continue to be the same as always, right? Looks like it. Where are you getting attack with that? What color do you have? Blue. So you're going to kill the one you attack. Someone's going to die. I guess fine, do the favor. Don't really have to think out that much if we are being honest. It's going to be all normal enemies. They're going to probably die with just a bit of air. What this does is just take more time. I guess that's why we cut this out in subsequent battles if it's the same enemies. And no Kausano. Should be get staggered and killed by next one. 5 times the weight. And this one probably doesn't die. This it does. Alright. Thought he was going to survive because they survived the first stagger line. What are resistance anyways? Slash? Oh, they're not resistant to anything. That's weird. Doesn't tend to be the case. Who are you killing? Yuri. Damn. Going with Yuri Atelier against a 9 HP enemy, that's a bit overpowered, I have to say. I respect the violence. Oh. I guess she just wanted to lose the clash. 15? Then had no haste to reuse the coin, I think. A slash, so it should be capable of staggering. Oh. Change the types. Draw, I think. No, wait. The lasso was a slash? The ones for a slash are the 2 swords, right? It's the great sword and the broadsword. Here, let me check it. It's not really unnecessary, just curiosity. Yeah, it's the bastard sword, the great sword. And yeah, it was indeed the whip is blunt. So you draw badly. Funny, I managed to get Furious on and well, it was 6 turns, right? That should be all of them. Surveying the area with measured Aller Hindu cast the blood from her sword with a few sharp flicks before sliding it back into its sheath. They are not changing back. Doesn't look like beating up the distorted ones revert them immediately this time around. Perhaps a fortunate turn of events, in a way. A search for clues will time allow us. Right. You take that side and do, I will search you. Ezra and Do moves as though they were used to this kind of situation, without even taking a moment to catch their breath when intervallo to begin searching the space. But I did. Don Quixote was the first one to voice her doubt in the surreal, unfamiliar situation we found ourselves in. We battled the desertions of our rival hitters, yet never before have I beheld our surroundings change without sudden flash. I cannot make sense of this situation. Goes to render a detailed account of this distortion phenomenon. Apologies, it will appear I will work everything due to the urgency of this predicament. This is according to the definition presented by Lady Moses, a location type distortion. It's basically when a wall space distorts, and since places and buildings can move on their own, the distortion gets fixed in a certain place. Space? Wait, what? Yeah, holes like is still controlled by individual, or I think so, because it will be pretty impossible that a non-living being, and yeah, I mean non-living, non-human, non-living being can distort, right? It will be like you share, just didn't like you and it distorted. I don't think it's referring to that. So maybe like the Taoist, the classic Buddha style. A guy just is not completely strong when distorts, but can gain the ability to create different spaces. Tell me more, friend. At 41, looks like the distortions already progressed pretty far along middle stage, probably. They don't usually get this big, but this one here is covering almost an entire street. Then those people, they entered this space I got caught of indeed. And our job right now is to get the bottom of the phenomenon, what exactly gets people caught up and what happens to them once they're in. Of course, we can really rule out the possibility of a powerful distortion that's crushing upon this environment. Oh, by that I mean when a distortion blades into the space around it and warps it. Oh man, I'm actually talking like our team leader. Rub off on me, I guess. Let's continue with a sheepish giggle. In any case, we won't be able to suppress or cure the distortion even if we whoops these guys' asses 100 times. We need more clues to help us locate the inflection point. Maybe we should examine these people over here too. With a call, Ezra directed our attention to rows of collapsed people around, all of them clad in double robes. And these are the glyph in blossom upon their headbands, Chu, who speaks proportional pursuit, it marks them as Chu Nox. Functionaries charged with scouring around and hunting runaways novice. You hail from the humbleness we do. I am unsurprised that you know of them. I could hardly fail to know, for I too was once enumerated among their quarry. Scientists and tacticians were daily being disposed of their stations in escort after all. So it was no idle tale. Scientists would ply their craft with unfattening escorts coffers, are seized forthwith and made novice of the corporation. Indeed, I count myself fortunate to have seconded with my friends afford. The brand of Novi could be impressed upon us otherwise. Novi, the courage appellation conferred upon the people for the convenience of those in power. A vile practice and an excuse of their power-mongering, nothing more. The so-called taboo hunters of escort operate by much the same anatomy. The establishment of taboos among the hunter, or those the hunter first says his prey, thereafter frame the capture will invent and transgression. If the powerful so desire to chase a man down, to take possession of his very being and keep him caged, then they need only decree that they should bear the blood of a Novi. Such is what escort has become today. My mentor too is one of the victims of that accursed practice. Then could these people have been sent out to capture your mentor of Jisang? Or me perhaps, or none of us. You mean to state that they may be consciential forms of Shonox generated by distortion? That is a possible conjecture. We're getting nowhere with this clue hunting. With a heavy sigh, Otis pressed her fingers against her brow as if her head were starting to pound in frustration. To delve further into the matter, it is necessary to determine why the escort and its Geonox have appeared as the motive of this phenomenon. Considering the course of events we have seen so far, would you not stand to reason that the distortion stains all nervy things with memories most foul? The presence of Geonox suggests a possible correspondence to Giseng's memories. Conversely, however, the absence of T-Corp stain collectors weakens that hypothesis. In which case, the most possible theory is that this particular distortion could have stemmed from bamboo-hatted Kim's or induced memories. Engdu furrowed her brow and fell into thought as though she couldn't grasp the full picture of the problem. I've seen a few distortions that show trauma or affect their surroundings, but these ones, I'm not getting that pop of inspiration. Can even guess at what distortion was either. Pop. The white flash of light suddenly drew my vision again as Ezra crouched her head and cried out with annoyance. Ah, if only the team leader was here, reckon this would be a piece of cake. And we're back, so this is why you kept asking whatever we had seen the team Mnestic with a pop-up. Then corporate police must have it rough too, getting drawn into distortion like this. I mean, what else were we supposed to do? It was self-defense, they were about to attack us. I suppose finding the root cause and taking care of it would be the fastest way forward. Let's do what we can do for now. Okay, first we need to develop the film we found here. We'll head the nearest dark room and... actually, let's first draw out that Slippery's head winning called back here and get him talking about the Geonox. That's probably our best bet. Ah, every time we take a job, the slacker just slips off without telling anyone. As one part of me watched Ezra stamp her feet in frustration, I was also careful following his team through the other part of my vision. Oh, I think I can help with that. Have you located him? Ah, what? Was Kirk found something? Yep, I found where bamboo-hatted him is right now. They managed to find him. Oh, the people in the backgrounds. Well, one is a people's daughter is a dog. A hunting dog, maybe? Self-control via Jisan. Oh, Meursault the damage, that's quite surprising, that's for sure. 16 extra. Film. How it is 1 hour. Yeah, I guess it's a good stopping point for first episode. The same enemies. Then I could skip this fight. Well, maybe one more, skip this fight and... since we're going to have everyone now.
살아서 돌아갈 수만 있다.
Alright then.
무엇이다.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe there is how do you call it? Another one that I had that could make a better bonus, but no, I'm going to have to see. What the hell? What's up with these kids? They're showing up out of nowhere. How should I know? But judging by their getup, they seem like escort fellas. And things were going so well. We could have talked it all with those Fedora guys who were rummaging out around the place earlier, you know. But no, you just had to get barking at them first. We have saved us a lot of trouble you hadn't, right? Ah, so it's my fault. Those bastards look like they were nicking stuff. This is our contract area, eh? So they walk off with something important, we were the ones catching hell. Listen, bud. Now I was itching to swipe our coupons into their pockets the second they get the chance. Oh, for how many bloody months are you gonna make that? Excuse me. What? You gonna probably too, mate? No, not at all. Just wondering whether the gentleman over there is also one of our enemies. Is that the end of your true performance? Shame, I was really enjoying watching you folks dance. My mistaking this phrase for Peach Blossom Land of Legends had there been a cup of fine rice wine to go with it. Yeah, that's an enemy, alright? He has name tag too. I think it says LCD. Let's see whatever who gives a toss. I'm supposed to put up with every bastard, and they had me. Oh dear. Such ball swings. No, there was an encore total performance. Huh. You sleepy little rat. Well, I do find this amusing enough. Would you intend to play with me? You have to be more aware of your surroundings. Hey, behind you there is... Oh, he took out all of those double-brain people with just a single strike. I wish I thought I would cover separate out the mutants for your drop circus, wouldn't you? Well then, after just to you folks wandering blazing Morim never... Morim, when the blazing Morim tails never linger on the stage for long after all. Oi, where do you think you are going? Ah, damn it. So, we are going to skip the... Hey, wait, what? Hmm? Oh. Is... G-Sangs? No. Is maybe the room. What's this? I see Corp class 2 stuff. With this unit, different intelligence scattering on an enemy, heal 10 SP. Intelligence scattering. When using a skill of identical rank to the skill photograph, crash power -5. Drain timbers on the race stagger threshold by pinning nail stack. Pinning nail master game was leveled down for every 2 by... What? To start game blade equal to stack. On tremor burst game blade count equal to stack once per turn. So if you have 10, it's actually a good number of stacks. To gain bind equal to stack next turn, then lose 1 stack. Well, if you only lose 1, this could actually be a worse of the nails from normal anchors. Memory transition base stack 3 turn and lose 1 stack if this unit has 0 stacks of this effect at turn. Of this effect at turn are certain units of effects transform when stagger recovered from stagger. Once the above effect activates, reset memory transition state to base back. Stack. Are all the same? I see. Reticent. Those are Meursault's gauntlets, isn't it? Oh, wait. Who has the most health? Because Ishmael is going to kill somebody. Angry, yeah, I guess this one. And let's go hit the deal with this one. Oh, well, since it was only going to be middle. Good. Squib. Stagger. This one. Well, actually, they required for stagger, right? So it's not going to matter too much. Also, they did manage to gain one of them. Well, my sinners managed to win a few crashes at the beginning, but still, when they had the high sanity, they began losing a lot of crashes against negative sanity enemies, which is normal now, right? Managed to keep one, or do you have always one? I don't remember actually. Going to have double stack. Take this one, speed. Should be able to kill that one. Actually, you are going to make Furioso next. She'll be able to die, this one too. And you OT, so she's going to do a lot of damage, but not probably enough to kill so because no, it is still weak to slash. So yeah, Encorp is going to use more. No, don't know if to say robotic, what would say logical instruments. I like it. See how it's going to be next chapter's musical. It was a counter and not a clash? No, but that will not make a lot of sense actually. 6. No, this is a crashable counter. Let's try to make sure they die. A bit of damage to make sure these tanks. Ooh. Well, at least we see her abilities. Was not expecting it to lose actually. Yeah, a replica hopefully kills all 5. Depends completely on yeah, well, Ishmael. Going to keep 2 masks, so I guess it's still only one enemy even. We maintain this one considering it's already for him to finish. But yeah, funny, that's going to be the mechanic 10 one of this intervallo. Going to be changing between enemies. Which, funny enough, Encorp, I think they're weaker. Well, maybe if they accumulate a lot of effects, they are stronger, but for normal clashes, they're weaker than the Chunocks. So let me make this right. Dude was here just a minute ago, no one knows where he wandered off to. Yeah, Block just turned up to nowhere, flapped his gowns, and did a runner before. I know how Graham. I read all along, listless sigh, as though she was getting sick and tired of everyone complaining about him, Kim. Lady Ezra, I cannot say your frustration is misplaced. Did I trust you are so aware that more often than not mentor actions have carried a profound design? He has never left his spot without purpose so far. No, I get it, okay, but come on, will you kill him to give us a heads up before he goes swimming off on his own again? It's not like Whis has stopped him. What we're gonna do, take him up, lock him up in a closet? We don't do that in our team, right? Remember last time? We all thought he was being a good patient and sleeping enough in the recovery ward, but now, when he got infiltrated, he snuck out without telling anyone, came back like nothing happened. And the team leader didn't shoot him out after that. Lady Ezra, that's... Obviously was supposed to mention that, was I? Then the reason he failed to participate in the operation was simply because the LCD was lax in supervising its personnel? Is that what you're suggesting? Lady Moses bade us hold our tongues for this very reason. She knew full well Mentor's intention would be misunderstood in precisely such a manner. What powers this I have misunderstood? Did you not disclose that man deserted his post without authorization. That's the thing, he wasn't just wandering around. He was outside all alone, taking down terrain out the mannequins who had locked down the elevator doors into the LCD department. Yeah, it's not like he was dealing with the strongest enemy out there, but the recovery ward didn't have an emergency alarm. Or nobody from the department was there to warn him either. His son just got on and did the job himself. Here is all thanks to him that the facilities team managed to get the comms back up and contact the LCD chief dude way faster, and that helped the LCA to actually deploy. They would be in delay for another hour or two if he had stepped in apparently. And he went fighting even though he was still fully recovered, so he came back looking like he had been processed through a meat grinder. So yeah, he didn't stay in bed like a good patient, in a lot of pain. Then the soldiers not entirely received my approach. No, he's less talking more knowing type, I guess. Anyway, we were all stuck inside the building back then during this incident, so fine. I suppose there was no helping it today. So, never mind, it's always like this with him. He always leaps away and pops back in saying, it's done. The point is, what happens if one day one of those solo missions doesn't go his way, and he's just dropped in the street somewhere? How are we supposed to help him then? Actually, how does he even know what's supposed to be done in the first place when nobody gave him any instructions? Looks got to be relying on his gut feeling in it. Gut feeling? Oh, we only saw the block for a bit, so I can't say we got him all figured out. He's an annoying bastard, but he didn't strike me as some cool soul would know where he's stepping. Chris scratched at his chin, then kept talking as though he were stating an obvious fact. As proven off, he's not of us, so Clocker couldn't have reached him from that far and set him to back us up. There's no way he just happened to run into us just when we were about to get into battle, in it? Then, well, we could we block some stupidly sharp head on him and piece things together, could be that. Well, at these moments when I get a flash of that good feeling, however you want to call it, my boss managed to say he could hear that kind of shit too, said I can hear them guns turning out, think screwed out. Oh man. Maybe I'm getting dry. Maybe little things you will make heads or tails off. Listen to where was this one time when we were expecting a life and death fight. Once I can hear them gears turning. Walks into a random pub, starts throwing it back to rings like he has lost his bloody mind. That sounds like someone who was lost his bloody mind. Back when I was on the ship, same sailors used to drink the barrel dry before battling ways to blunt their fear, only to stumble around until they can fall overboard. Yeah, and boss could knock it back like a well. Still, the point is, getting plastered right before afterward was not what most sane people would call a good idea. I just crossed away when stopping after him. And guess what? 2 knows that pub was the secret hell where the opposite syndicate was hauled up. They were crowding out around to Gaffa, running their mouths about how they would kill him and put an end to the dead rabbits. That's when we came storming in and had them surrounded instead. Not a single one of them got away. We bet them bloody every last bastard. I was knew we would play out that way. Was sorry, but it sounded like Barstow bragging to me. You sure that wasn't just a coincidence? I sure think it was no mere chance. If you are saying as much, then sure that this was but one amount managed such chances that not so. Yeah, every time that you pull off one of those stunts, our lot ended up grabbing Viga. We'll have kept working so neatly if it were just a coincidence. It is likely where it is often referred to as indeed an instinctive sense or experience-based recognition. More accurately, an unconscious process by which information are accumulated into some conscious is sorted and converted into sensible conclusion. There have been some extremely rare cases in which Heathcliff has demonstrated the ability to arrive at coherent conclusions to surprise even fouls. In further analysis will appear that he was employing a mechanism similar to a sixth sense, or some people call it. Is that a compliment, or are you taking the piece out of me? Though my mentor does not see fit to explain each step he takes. When now has passed out of the field, that no footfall of his was taken in vain. I will ask of you, grant him but a little time await, keep evident the shape of his intent might yet become clear. Though I confess I have also been concerned about him of late, his recent silence is far heavier than what I have noticed in the past. The wait. Don Quixote began to hesitate, said that to stop herself from saying more, she only gave a quiet nod. Yeah, okay, I suppose our team leader has her own reasons for letting him be. That say, it doesn't mean I'm happy about it. Ah, let's return to the task and do what we can for now. Fine, fine. As the quiet down, I finally had room to notice the place we found ourselves in. There wasn't a single ray of light, just a deep red hue pressing in from every side. I can't believe we've been chatting away in the dark this whole time, Phyllis. And the red lights aren't helping at that, especially with my hygiene eyes. Oh, are you looking for the light switch? It's right here. Alright then, don't turn on the light. I heard Meursault clip warning, his voice coming from a corner I didn't expect to find. Meursault, where are you? Ah, there he is, the corner. Is he watching something? I'm developing the film role manager. Exposure to light may ruin the entire role, please exercise caution. He had been doing his own thing, the experience way has was quite all along. Ah, do you think you will know how to print photographs, Paul? What's that for anyway? You expressed the wish to have the film developed manager. I'm carry out that instruction. I see. A photo studio fears and a dark room. This may be no more than a conjecture, but it would not be unreasonable to suppose that the existence of this distortion rests upon a photographer. The film's serial number item match those found in the photo studio or device by only single digit. It is certain that this dark room is connected to the studio in some way. The images bear a striking resemblance to those photographs. I also believe this building and those photo studios share a strong connection. Huh, where did you get these photos? I brought some from the photo studio. I cannot name the location of the picture were certainly yet. They all appear to be having taken at various places in Encorp's district. Buildings mostly. Hey wait, I know what these are. People take pictures like these when supplying stuff to the department store. Correct. The photos must have been taken by a docographer. Meursault chimed in, holding up an odd cylindrical container in his hand this time. He gave the container a shake every now and then with measured rhythm. Whatever he was doing seemed to be part of the process of developing the film. Film rooms are hardly affordable for the average resident of Encorp. In most cases, taking photographs is done as part of professional duties. There are approximately 21 occupations in District 14 that utilize photography. However, only a single profession involves routinely photographing specific buildings adhering to fixed standards. Can be observed in those pictures. And those photographers you mentioned are the people entrusted with that job? Yes, they photographed the information only to 21. Yeah, I guess I'm backtracking, but 21 occupations, well no, 21 that utilize photography, not only 21. Then it's quite a lot, huh? But I guess if part of the, not singularity I would say, but technology I guess, developed by Encorp of photography and documentation, maybe they have some crazy jobs that you will also not think about. Yes, they photograph the information to be poured into an experience. A docographer. How could a person of such decently lucrative potential profession fall into distortion? Decent job, maybe, but how do we know if they're the decent person? Ezra replied with a clear-cut answer after only a brief pause. What makes you say that? The photo studio we were at didn't have any dark rooms, right? No, it didn't. My team leader said there are other ways of processing film rolls. With Encorp, you have to go to a dark room to develop and print them. Correct. Film rolls are usually immersed in developer solution to be processed. Which is why photo studios have these dark rooms equipped with red safe lights right next to them. But this place is pretty far from that photo studio. Oh yeah, not that you mention it. Check out these windows. They are only covered by newspapers and messy like. If you consider how sensitive film rooms are to light, it's really super suspicious that this dark room doesn't have any proper blackout panels. You know, films can cost a fortune in some places in the city, right? Winter right man will print photos in a room patch with yesterday's newspaper. Oh. This probably isn't a legit dark room. Someone just hauled in the bare minimum tools needed to develop film and threw them together in a hurry. Someone wouldn't want to be seen printing photos, and people don't usually avoid scrutiny unless they're doing something not so decent. If that's the case, then I can see why they may have distorted. Right? Manager. Meursault come to my side quietly. Still giving the strange the occasional shake. I have a request regarding your instruction to develop this fine role. What is it? Please ensure that the light in this room is not turned on until development is complete. When we are ready doing that? Yes, however, engaging in battle opens the door to uncontrollable variables. This is why I have judged it necessary to make a separate request. Battle? There is no need for concern. I'm capable of participating in combat while maintaining the development process. Wait, can you slow down? A battle, you say? Sure, it is maybe a case for you to believe so. At the photo studio, reinforcements arrived exactly 11 minutes and 34 seconds after Encore's pinframe staff were defeated. Deduction based on that event thus far make it clear that the photo studio and these dark rooms share some kind of connection. Furthermore, Sinner Heathcliff, Sinner Honglu and Sinner Gregor have battled Encore's pinframe team in this very location. I hear footsteps through tennis stars approaching closer and closer. I have a feeling I know what Meursault's getting at, but I ask anyway. Meaning, the initial rinse is finished. The process is now halfway to the completion of the second agitation. This is in the case that 11 minutes and 30 seconds have elapsed since the start of development. A battle is imminent. Please withdraw to safe position, manager. Meursault, you should have warned us. Understood, manager. I will follow that instruction going forward. Very well.
완벽하게 수행되었지 않은가?
Yeah, I guess furioso, no?
하지만 아직
Yeah, even more than Ishmael until she managed to do 2
여전히
cousins.
아무것도
Photos, yeah, next one is history and finish first part. 19. Wait. It's because Big begins from 15. But yeah, I guess that's going to be for this episode. The next one is going to be Sunday, if I remember correctly. Where are you rolling? D. No, J core. It was J core. Now that's 10. We have seen Q core. Very well then. Pretty peculiar scene. Well, we have seen what could be, what would you say, aspects of maybe a new type of distortion for us. Well, I guess if you are from Distortion Detective, you probably already know this type of distortions, I suppose. But for a normal players only playing the games, new type of distortion, location type one, and also finally being more recollections of Meursault and Encore stuff, which if we get the units like that, the ones from the Bleed team is going to be in ascendance even more, considering they can already maintain a pretty decent amount of Bleed with, well, at least the how do you call it, the Ring team. Also, you can go with other types of teams, and if you only want to go Honglu and Faust, and they can still maintain the bleed thanks to the passive, the tibia and fascia. So they were already maintaining bleed quite nicely, so pretty decent team now to use even in history. They could maintain it even against, well, I guess not if the enemy has full complete use of 3 to 4 coins, red coins, right? But if it's only a few of them, they can actually maintain it quite well. But if we get something like that, how do you call it, the pins of the Encore from the photographers, the one that could put him, if I read correctly, to 10 count. It's pretty crazy. Oh, we can see them. I guess it's going to be later when it's directly only 10. Maybe to this close to the end of the fight, or maybe next one actually. But yeah, if it actually puts 10 counting an enemy after triggering the tremor bars, it's going to be quite good for maintaining count against enemies with very high number of attacks, unless it's very hard to put those beams, which we didn't. Well, considering they didn't manage to hit more than one time against who was maybe Sinclair, I think was the one that lost the clash. Only saw them do attack one time. I didn't see how many points did they put on someone, so maybe they're actually hard to put, right? Maybe that's the counterpoint. They're not easy to point to stack on an enemy to put a high amount of count. Or maybe we don't get any of them in next Canto, that's a probability too. You will have to wait still. Thank you for Don Quixote. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked today's episode and hope to see you next time Sunday, as I said before. So bye bye.